And in the meantime, we'll see Didier Fuentes out there today. The Pirates take the field. Braves will be coming out of that third base dugout today wearing their navy blue uniform tops, gray pants, red lettering, red numerals outlined in white. Atlanta across the chest on top of the tomahawk. And the Pirates wearing their black uniform tops, white pants, gold lettering, gold numerals outlined in white, and their P logo on the left chest of their black uniforms. Behind the plate calling balls and strikes is Macon Hammond. First base umpire is Mike Estabrook. Second base umpire and crew chief is Will Little. And the third base umpire is Junior Valentine. The leather for Pittsburgh has Spencer Horwitz at first base, Brandon Lau at second, Jared Triolo is the shortstop, and Nick Gonzalez is the third baseman. In the outfield for Pittsburgh, Brian Reynolds out there playing catch in left field, O'Neill Cruz warming up his arm in center, and Ryan O'Hearn stretching in right field. Henry Davis is the catcher, and on the mound is the right-hander Carson Fulmer. He's a Florida boy out of Winter Haven, 32 years old, and he has no record and no ERA this spring. In fact, he's made 3 appearances, and they've all been out of the bullpen, so this is his first start, and altogether he's pitched 4 shutout innings. He wasn't able to secure a roster spot with Pittsburgh, so he's expecting to open the season with AAA Indianapolis. Acuna's ready, Braves and Pirates, and now for the ball game. First pitch misses high, underway at 1:06 Eastern, 12:06 Central. Temperature 77 degrees, and the wind blowing in from left field, blowing right at the right field foul line, sweeping across the outfield left to right. 1-0 pitch sent foul by Acuna, and it's the railing over by the Braves dugout, and a 1-1 count. For Carson Fulmer, changeup, fastball, sinker, slider, curve, and a guy, Charlie, that if you saw his stuff today, it'd be very different from what you witnessed when he was early in his career and even going back to his college days at Vanderbilt. That'll be swung on, missed, making a 1-2 count on Ronald.
Yeah, I told you earlier in 2014 we were in Cleveland. I was with the Rockies, and I remember watching the College World Series. He was a sophomore. He's throwing mid to upper 90s. You could just tell that he was going to be a stud. A little over 4 years in the big leagues now, and just shows you that not everyone can pitch here and stay here and do well.
Here's the 1-2 to Ronald Acuna. Ball a little bit high, missed with a fastball, and a 2-2 count on Ronald.
Everyone's career is so different. Being able to withhold and withstand a long career, it's really tough to do.
There's the 2-2. And Acuna fouls one back. Still a 2-2 count on Ronald. He'll be followed by Yastrzemski and Olsen here in the top of the first inning. For Fulmer, 9 years in the big leagues. White Sox, Tigers, Orioles, Reds. And he was with the Angels for the last 3 seasons. 2-2 to Acuna. He swings and connects out towards left center field into the gap and rolling towards the warning track. Cutting it off in front of the track, Brian Reynolds. He sends it in. Here comes Ronald. Throw to second is off the mark. And it's a leadoff double as Ronald goes in standing at second. Hopped right on that pitch and drove it right in between Reynolds and Cruz in left center field. So Acuna aboard with an extra base hit. Here comes Mike Yastrzemski. Braves scored some early runs yesterday down in Fort Myers against the Twins. In fact, they had a 3-run first inning, but they would not score the rest of the game. And a rare spring training loss this spring session for the Braves as they were defeated 7-3. Pitch to Yastrzemski. Strike on the inside corner.
Ronald doing what Ronald does, right? A lot of loud noises when he's hitting, and it shows you that if you're throwing 90 to 91, it's going to be hard to sneak a fastball by any of these hitters.
Yeah, especially a guy like Ronald. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball foul down the right field line as Yastrzemski turned on it. And an 0-2 count. For Fulmer, just one big league win over the last 6 seasons. Mentioned those last 3, he was with the Angels, kind of doing whatever they needed, starter, reliever, kind of a Swiss Army knife. And like Charlie mentioned, 8th overall pick by the White Sox in 2015. Had a great career at Vanderbilt. No score, top of the first, and the 0-2. High and outside, 1-2. So Fulmer in camp with the Pirates. He had signed a minor league deal. He was hoping to make a spot in their bullpen. Didn't work out for him, so he'll go to AAA. 1-2 pitch. Yastrzemski swings and tips one into the mid of Henry Davis for strike 3. Change speeds on him. 1 down, first strikeout for Carson Fulmer. Matt Olson having a good spring. He'll climb in here, try to clean up that runner down at second base, drive him in. Olson hitting .311 this spring. and looking to give the Braves the early lead here in the top of the first inning. Good lead at second. Now they throw to second. They've got Ronald in a rundown. He'll just stop and allow the tag to come in. So he had a big lead at second. Fulmer wheeled around, fired to second, and Ronald just held right there.
Yeah, Ronald gets pretty dancy out there, trying to time up the pitchers and their looks. You know, these players have all that information before the game, so I mean it's spring training, but this is the time to do it.
2 down. Matt Olson takes a ball high. I'll tell you, the first thing that went through my mind wasn't a good thought, because it brought back memories of that last time Ronald was injured on a play versus the Pirates on a play at second base. That was a rough day. Here's a 1-0 pitch and a ball inside to Olson. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, and I think the same thing probably went through his mind, too. He understands it, and what did he do? He got picked off and then just kind of stopped and let him tag him. No need to get hurt, do anything crazy here. Stuck at the last day of spring.
2-0 pitch. Olson drives one deep down the right field line. That is out of here. Over the boardwalk and off onto the backfields. And it's now 1-0 Braves on the homer by Olson. That is Matt's 5th home run of the spring. Fans out there on the boardwalk just watched that sail right over them. That was probably about 20 feet over their heads. I mean, that was a missile. And it's 1-0 Braves on the homer by Olson. Also, that's his 9th RBI of the spring. Austin Riley swings at the first pitch and a deep fly ball to center. But O'Neill Cruz, looking up into the blue sky, has got it for the out. And that ends the top of the first inning. But a homer by Matt Olson puts the Braves on the board. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Braves 1, and the Pirates coming up when we come back.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
At Farah & Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home. Because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Tampa.
ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv. If you have the ESPN Unlimited plan, you'll get a $15 discount on the 2026 seasonal MLB.tv package. And if you don't, no problem. When you sign up for...
We go to the bottom of the first inning. Braves have a 1-0 lead on the Pirates thanks to a home run by Matt Olson. It traveled 396 feet deep over the right field wall. And now it's Didier Fuentes on the mound, facing O'Neill Cruz, Brandon Lau, and Brian Reynolds in the bottom of the first inning. Didier ready to go to work. First pitch on the way from the 20-year-old, taken for a called strike. For Fuentes, he's out there for the 4th time this spring, making his 2nd start, and he's been superb here in the Grapefruit League. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Slapped out to third, clubbed by Austin Riley. Long throw across, close play, and they got him. 5-3 put out. And 1 down here in the first inning. Here's the leather for the Braves. Matt Olson at first base. Ozzie Albies is at second. Mauricio Dubon is the sure-handed shortstop. And Austin Riley, who just made that last play at third base. In the outfield for the Braves, Eli White is in left. Michael Harris patrolling center. Ronald Acuna is in right field. Jonah Heim is the catcher. And Didier Fuentes on the mound. Fastball misses outside, came in at 95 to Brandon Lau. Didier Fuentes, 6 feet tall, 170-pound righty. He's from Colombia. 20-year-old brings it. That'll be fouled off. And Charlie, while he's got a curve and a splitter that he's displayed, what he's done with his fastball location and the sweeper, to me, that's been the next level for him compared to what we saw a year ago.
Yeah, being able to establish the fastball and get ahead, that what allows them to...
Lau fouls one back.
It allows pitchers to kind of go to their secondary. Again, we talked about it before, like when pitchers are able to get ahead with a fastball, that means they got the release point out front and they feel good with that pitch and they can just work off of that. When they're not able to throw fastballs for strikes and command that pitch to both sides, it makes it tougher to throw that secondary pitch.
Looking for his first strikeout, 1-2. Missed a little bit low and outside. His fastball this spring has been 97, 98, even a few 99s, but really coming in hard in the upper 90s with that heater. 2-2 to Lau. Fouled back a fastball at 98. So for Fuentes, after getting O'Neal Cruz to ground out, he has faced 28 batters this spring, and he's retired 27 of them. And the one he did not retire, hit by pitch. Again, the 2-2 to Lau. Lau with a fly ball to right field, drifting back Acuna. Ronald circles off his route, shy of the warning track, and makes the catch out in deep right field, 2 down. So altogether for Fuentes, counting the action today, 9 2/3 scoreless. Also 9 2/3 hitless innings. No walks and 17 strikeouts. And he has been completely superior against his Grapefruit League foes. 2 up and 2 down. Braves leading 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Brian Reynolds, switch hitting left fielder, batting from the left side, takes the first pitch strike.
You know, Ben, you'd like for these outings and these innings to count for like regular season stats, but for him, this is the best that he could have done, so they do count.
0-1, misses low and inside.
And in saying that, like, he's obviously showing the team that he's ready, that whatever he's had to work on, he's worked on it, and being able to do that here in camp in front of the staff and front office is the best he could do.
1-1, fastball 97 for a called strike.
So there's no more question marks, right? They brought him up early, right after he turned 20 last year. Got a taste of the big leagues, got roughed up a little bit. But to be able to do that and then go through the offseason and come back, I mean, you look at Fuentes on the mound, he's more ready than ever.
Ready with his 1-2, looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Wind up in the 1-2 pitch. Just a little bit low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, there is something to gain by coming up to the big leagues last year, taking your lumps, and he certainly learned. And I don't know that you ever get to a point where there are no more lumps to be had. 2-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball weakly out to third. Clubbed by Riley. On the run, he fires over, and that's in time for the out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Didier Fuentes. So he's out to a really good start. We go to the top of the second, 1-0 in favor of the Braves.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
At Farah & Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home, because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Tampa.
ESPN is now the home of...
Ben and Charlie with you from Bradenton, Florida, where the Braves lead 1-0 thanks to a home run by Matt Olson. Matt drove one over the right field wall in the top of the first inning, giving the Braves the early lead. Now it'll be Harris, Albies, and White due up for the Braves in the top of the second inning. 4 days till opening day coming up this Friday, and we'll see you at Truist Park on Friday night. Braves and Royals. A couple of lefties going at it on opening night. Chris Sale for the Braves. Cole Reagan's going for the Royals. Ground ball is short. Up with it on the other end, Jared Triolo throws over to first base and one down. Harris is retired. You think about those starters coming up for Friday night. Both suffered injuries that sidelined them for months last year. For Sale, had the fractured ribs, and for Reagan's, he had a rotator cuff strain. Also had a bad groin at one point. And both those left-handers hoping for a healthy season so they can put out the numbers that they're used to putting up. And on top of that, not just a great pitching matchup, but starting up at home. Haven't seen that a lot over the last few seasons. Ozzie Albies takes a ball outside. In fact, this will be the first opening day at home for the Braves since 2022, and just the 6th time the Braves have started a season at home since 2005. 1-0 pitch and fouled into the seats down the left field line. So 1-1 on Albies. I know everybody's smiling ear to ear knowing that when we get back to Atlanta tomorrow night, get to stay there for a while.
Yeah, I know you're excited. And it's been a long spring training. I know you and Jay Chad do every game, right, down here?
Every game, that's right.
Workhorses.
There's a 1-0 pitch on the way. And Ozzie takes a ball in front of the plate. That was actually a 1-1 pitch. They had not changed the video board yet. So 2 balls and a strike on Ozzie Albies.
And J-Chad gets to get back home to see his wife and his daughter Charlie for her first birthday tomorrow.
They're right in time for the birthday. That'll be an exciting way to start the season. 1-1, raked foul on the right field line. What do you buy a 1-year-old for their birthday?
J-Chad, what do you buy a 1-year-old for their birthday? I mean, we went through it 3 times. Man, I don't remember.
Because it's not like they're going to remember.
No, just
you can give them a ham sandwich if you want it.
The smash cake. The smash cake, I guess.
There's a 2-2 pitch. Albies pulls one foul into the screen.
Yeah, a box. Open.
Could be, yeah.
It's just funny.
Very simple.
You can give a kid a present, and then when they're that young, they like the wrapping paper in the box. I remember my kids used to love getting in the box. I'm like, we'll spend that money on gifts and should have just got them a box.
There's a 2-2. Ozzie with a fly ball to left center field. Casually to his right, O'Neal Cruz. Not a problem for him. He's got it. Yeah, the birthday party's coming up this weekend. He's invited me. So I feel like I got to get a good present for Charlie. Maybe something that completely destroys J-Chad's house. Confetti, something like that.
Well, Darren can give you some ideas. Him and Liz they're very good about fun gifts. And actually, my youngest Everly, turns 9 on Saturday, so I think we got a party too.
Maybe some water balloons. There's a ball low and outside.
A lot of them.
A lot of them. That's right.
They have to pick them all up.
1-0 Braves, top of the second. Eli White batting with the bases empty. There's the pitch on the way from Carson Fulmer. Missed inside to Eli. 2 balls and no strikes. Eli White with a .400 average this spring. Braves have used him all over the place in the outfield. He can go play lots of different positions. 2-0 pitch, and he gets into one to deep left. Reynolds is going to go back. He's at the wall, and he's out of room. It's a homer by Eli White. And the Braves with a couple of homers early versus Carson Fulmer, and a 2-0 lead here over the Pirates. Eli showing us some power. And for White, that is his technically second home run in the Grapefruit League. It's his 3rd home run since we've been down here. He also hit a home run in the exhibition game before the WBC against Team Columbia. So he'd probably tell you, I got 3 homers this spring.
Yeah, they all count.
Jonah Heim takes a called strike.
You know, Ben, I'm always an Eli White fan. I had a chance to play with Eli in Texas, and we got close with him and his family. But he just does such a good job of being available and so versatile for this team.
0-1 to Heim. Check swing, laid off a pitch in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that gives him lots of value and keeps him around. Teams know that he can do lots of different things for them.
Yeah, he doesn't He doesn't say a whole lot. He just shows up and does what he has to, whatever it may be.
1-1, a chase and miss by Heim.
I mean, Matt Olson's Captain America over there at first base, playing every single day, but Eli even stepped in and played a few innings last year at first. He can play infield, all outfield, and gives you great defense, elite defense in the outfield.
1-2, a called third strike, and that'll wrap up the top of the second. I've got a question I want to ask you about that. We'll get to when we come back and go to the bottom of the second inning. A homer by Eli White. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 Braves.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the volume.
When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Victory Lane? Yeah, it's even better with Chumba by my side. Race to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are...
Alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you from Lecom Park in Bradenton, Florida, where the Braves lead the Pirates 2-0. Marcell Ozuna, Ryan O'Hearn, and Jared Triolo to the plate for the Pirates here in the bottom of the second. Going to work now is Didier Fuentes. There's a called strike. All right, I want to pick something up that we were talking about right when we went to break. You're telling us about Eli White. We're talking about he can play multiple positions and brings lots of value to the club. 0-1 pitch, a little bit low and outside. He played shortstop in college when he was at Clemson. He can go play pretty much anywhere. Would you say his ability to be that versatile is simply because of how great of an athlete he is? There's a line drive in the left field and a base hit, and there's the first hit allowed by Fuentes this spring. Leadoff single by Ozuna. Because I just feel like it's that athletic ability that opens the door for a guy like White to go do so many things. And I don't know that you can preach that. That seems like it's something you have or you don't.
No, I mean, honestly, I think it's a great thing to have, is to have a guy like Eli. He's super fast. Again, he shows up every day, ready to start, ready to play, ready to pinch run, going for defense, pinch hit. He does it all.
Ryan O'Hearn takes a ball high.
And honestly, when you have a guy like that, I kind of was in that utility role in my career. To be able to go in and play short, obviously they're not expecting him to do that, but just being serviceable enough to go out there and catch the ball and throw the ball.
1-0 pitch and fouled on the first base line.
And I think that's huge for a team to say, like, and they do it a lot in spring training too. Like, if they have a guy that they want to be the utility guy, they'll play him everywhere. And if they can put him out at shortstop and make the routine plays, that way for them, they can almost check that off the list and say that, all right, he's our guy. He can do that.
1-1 to O'Hearn. Ground ball to second. Could be 2. Ozzie to Mauricio to Matt. Double play. 4-6-3 on the double play. And Ozuna giving hugs to Albies and Dubon out there. And having a good time with Olson as he trots off the field. Big smile on his face. 2 down here in the inning.
Well, he also broke up Fuentes' spring training no-hitter, so he's got to be happy about that. He's a lovable guy, though.
Yeah, he is. Pitch misses down to Jared Triolo. 2 down, bottom of the second. Braves leading 2-0. Homers from Olson and White. 1-0 to Triolo. A little bit low and outside.
But Ben, you talk about a guy, like Eli in this situation. He played shortstop in college, but playing so much outfield, it's really tough to come back to the infield and be very good.
2-0 and a ground ball out to short. Not a problem for Dubon. Sets his feet and fires, and down they go there in the bottom of the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left. We go to the top of the third. 2-0 Braves.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Introducing the all-new ML.
Into the top of the third here in Bradenton. Braves 2, Pirates nothing. For the Braves here in the third inning, Dubon, Acuna, and Yastrzemski due up. That's 9, 1, and 2 in the order. Ben and Charlie with you. Big crowd today here at Lecom Park. This is the last day of school for the Pirates. This is their final game of the Grapefruit League. They hop on the plane and head north today after this ball game, and they'll be heading to New York to face the Mets. Opening day for them Thursday. That'll be fouled off by Dubon. Yeah, we were kidding with Brownie and Caps down there in the broadcast booth for the Pirates. They showed up in collars and ties. I said, man, you guys really clean up for a spring training game.
And would you rather today be the last day and go to New York, or tomorrow be the last day and go home?
Ooh, there's a pop-up. Shallow right, going back Lau, coming in O'Hearn. That's going to land in there. Dubon able to softly splash one in the right field. And a leadoff single. I think I'd wait one more day and go home.
Yeah, that's an easy answer, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and for the players and the staff, look, they've been down here since the Super Bowl weekend. That feels like it was 6 months ago. I mean, I know I've felt like I've been down here a while. They've been down here 2 weeks longer than I have. I think I arrived on the 18th of February. So, yeah, it'll be good to get all those guys back home. Here's Ronald Acuna, takes a ball inside. Ronald doubled in the first inning, then was caught stealing between second and third. Braves have homers from Olsen and White in this game. Ronald smokes one to short. Nice pick by Triolo to second. They get one, and Lau over to first for a double play. That was an absolute missile right at the feet of Triolo. He played that short hop very cleanly. So 2 down here in the third inning. Here comes Yastrzemski.
Yeah, anytime you're on the left side, really anywhere of the infield, you got a guy like Ronald coming up. He just hit a missile his first at bat. You got to be on your toes and ready. And Chirolo made a very nice one-handed play right there.
Ball outside to Mike Yastrzemski. One of 2 strikeout victims for Carson Fulmer, the right-hander the Pirates are going with today. Fulmer, high black socks up to the knees. Bright white cleats on. 1-0 pitch. A little bit low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Yastrzemski. He'll be followed by Matt Olson if he can reach. Wind still blowing in from left field. 2-0 pitch. Popped up right side of the infield. Lau and Horwitz both there. And Horwitz will give way to Lau, and the second baseman has it. And that ends the top of the third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And none left. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 Braves.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market.
7-8-9 coming up for the Pirates here in the bottom of the third inning. Braves leading 2-0. A first inning solo homer from Matt Olson put the Braves on the board. And then a solo homer in the second by Eli White extended the lead. And the Braves leading 2-0 as Horowitz leads off for the Pirates. Left-handed hitting first baseman. Pitch on the way from Fuentes. Fly ball. Weakly to left field. Eli White coming in, looking up. He's there, and he's got it for the out, 1 down. We were just chatting during the break about what these two teams will be doing to begin the season. Obviously, the Braves heading home. We'll see the Royals Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then the A's in town for 3 after that. And the Pirates go to New York. And we mentioned that they fly out after this game. So they'll be there tonight, and they'll be there tomorrow night. They have opening day on Thursday. There's the pitch on the way to Gonzalez. There's a called strike. And then they have an off day on Friday. So they have 3 off nights in New York. You want to talk about blowing up your per diem? Those guys are going to be going home with no per diem for days. Nick Gonzalez with a comebacker. Not a problem for Ozzie. He's up with it, pats the mitt, 2 down.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to go out and enjoy a city, I think New York was kind of fun, right? There's a lot happening. I had a fun breakfast spot that I went to. Could walk there a few blocks from the hotel. But after so many days in New York, if you like to go out and shop, yeah, you're going to be eating into your paycheck a little bit. So
you are.
That's too many off days in a big city like that.
They'll use up their entire per diem for the whole trip within the first couple of nights. There's a ball low and outside. 1-0 on Henry Davis. Didier Fuentes has faced the minimum to this point. He's given up 1 base hit. That one goes to the backstop. Missed with a fastball outside. Marcelo Zuna led off the second with a single to left. Then the next batter, O'Hearn, hit into a 4-6-3 double play. 2-0 Braves in the third. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball to the right side and a base hit into right field. Second hit for the Pirates in the game. Both have been singles. And back to the top of the order to O'Neal Cruz. I know that Fuentes has given up 2 hits that first trip to the order, and he had not given up anything in his previous 3 appearances. But 1 trip to the order, pretty good stuff out of Didier.
No, he looks great. And one thing he's been doing a really good job of is getting ahead of hitters right there to Davis. He got behind 2-0 and left a fastball over the middle, so it gives him a little bit more comfortable feeling in the box.
O'Neal Cruz takes a ball down.
Because as a hitter, Ben, if a guy has really good stuff, a guy like Fuentes, if you're behind in the count all the time, he's able to make better pitches, and it's tougher to be on the offense when you're hitting. So when you fall behind, that's when you can be ready to hit.
1-0 pitch fouled back. Well, we know that Fuentes will start the season with the team, and we'll see him out of the bullpen. I believe that's the plan. At least that's what was explained to us a few days ago. And a guy that in the long run you'd envision, of course, as a starter. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Cruz nubs 1 foul, 1-2. And I think there's something to say about that approach. And it's kind of an older school approach. You remember back several years ago, you'd see pitching prospects, starting pitching prospects, come up, join a bullpen. Learn how to pitch out of jams. Learn how to pitch in the big leagues by coming out of the bullpen and then graduating to the rotation. I think there would be some that would say that was an older school approach in the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Cruz with a ground ball to third base. Riley has it, fires on the run, and gets the speedy wheels of Cruz by a half step. And that ends the bottom of the third inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We've completed 3. We go to the top of the 4th inning, 2-0 Braves.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the FARA safety net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call FARA and FARA. It's what we built. Tampa.
Braves still leading the Pirates 2-0 heading into the top of the 4th inning. Carson Fulmer's day is done for the Pirates. Pirates bring in right-handed pitcher Mike Clevenger, 6'4", 215-pound pitcher from Jacksonville, Florida. So far this spring, in 5 games and 2 starts on the mound for the Pirates, 14 in the 3rd innings, 10 hits, 8 earned runs, 10 walks, and 15 strikeouts.
Takes over for Fulmer. Fulmer, 3 innings, a couple of runs on those 2 homers allowed, 4 hits altogether, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Here's Matt Olson. Matt hit that home run in the 1st inning, and he takes the ball outside. Alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here with you. Breezy, sunny day here in Bradenton, Florida. Olson's homer went 396 feet, well over the Pirates' bullpen down the right field line. There's a called strike. Clevenger on his 4th team now, as he's been in the big leagues with Cleveland, Chicago, and San Diego. Here comes a 1-1 pitch on the way to Matt Olson. And Matt destroys one but foul. I mean, turned on it, and that's going to land on the beach somewhere. My goodness. That's off the premises. 1-2 on Matt Olson. Right-hander Clevenger kicks and brings it. 1-2 swung on and missed as he fans Olson. One more thought on Olson as he walks back to the third base dugout. He's going to come into the season 12 home runs shy of 300 for his career. And that's a mark you need to anticipate him hitting for sure. 288 career home runs. That's a bunch. 1 down for Austin Riley. Riley homered yesterday. Or correction, 2 days ago, I should say. There's a called strike.
Yeah, homers in back-to-back games for Austin.
He's hit 5 himself this spring. And batting .395. There's a ball high.
Yeah, I feel like the Braves offense, I mean, everyone seems to be healthy, and seems like what we're seeing today might be something similar to what we'll be seeing opening day. Maybe one change.
Here comes the 1-1. Riley, a good swing, but a miss at a fastball. If you're looking at this lineup, obviously you'd expect to see Drake Baldwin. And we'll see what the Braves want to do. Eli White, Mike Yastrzemski, DH, left field, all that. But a lot of the names that we're seeing in there today are names we expect to see come Friday night. 1-2, a called third strike. Riley knew it. Got a fastball over at 97. Back-to-back strikeouts by Clevenger. But that's an exciting thing to look down and see, knowing where we are in spring training, opening day so close, and this being a road game, and still seeing so many regulars in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, I know all these guys probably want to be in there today, getting a couple games in back-to-back. I'm sure they'll all play tomorrow, too, and to be able to not have that big gap in between games played.
Michael Harris comes unraveled. He swings and misses at a fastball.
Because with the team opening up at home on Friday, you want to see those guys get more at-bats. Because if they don't see those live at-bats from, if they didn't play tomorrow through Thursday, that's just too many days off.
0-1 and a soft bouncer out to second. Backhanded by Lau, and now it's under the glove. That rolls into right center field. Michael Harris is aboard. No ruling on that, but you'd imagine an E4 charged to Brandon Lau. He was going to his right, trying to backhand it, and they do go E4 on that play.
Yeah, with Michael not hitting that ball too hard, sometimes it puts a little spin on it, and the ball doesn't pop up like you'd like for it to, catching the ball, but it looked like he was a little timid going after that ball.
Inning continues for Ozzie Albies. Ozzie pops one up towards foul territory over by the Braves dugout, reaching for the seats, and that lands right on top of the third base dugout and bounces about 30 feet straight back right into the hands of a fan. He gets a round of applause. He's got a good seat down there in the shade. Braves and Pirates in the top of the fourth inning. 2-0 Braves. Runner at first, 2 down for Ozzie Albies. Ozzie flied out to left field in the second inning. Right-hander Clevenger set at the belt. Harris bluffs at first. There's a called strike. Snap throw down to first base. Michael back in there with a dive. Pretty good throw by Henry Davis. Antoine Richardson, Braves first base coach in the ear of Michael Harris right now. He's trying to time that movement to the plate by Clevenger. Had a huge lead over there and then decided against running. Meanwhile, an 0-2 count on Albies. Albies with those bright red batting gloves, waving the bat over the plate. Now steadies it behind his left ear. Harris a good lead at first base. Pick off to first. Close play. Michael back in there.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's
having fun
for a moment.
He's having fun. What I like seeing this right now. I know with Richardson being a great addition to the staff, you can tell that they might be a little bit more aggressive this year.
0-2, a little bit high and outside. 1-2. That's something that Darren and I were discussing about a week or so ago, is how the Braves have looked much more aggressive on the base paths. Michael himself has 5 steals this spring. And the Braves have some good weapons when it comes to stealing bases. They got some speed demons on the roster. Just want to utilize that. Pick off again to first base. Close play. Michael back in there. The ball is dropped by Horwitz. It's now 2 disengagements by Clevenger.
Yeah, I remember working with a guy, Mike Roberts, father of Brian Roberts with the Orioles. He was really big on keeping your feet moving and almost shuffling and timing up pitchers. So I think that kind of looks like what they're doing now.
There's a 3rd disengagement. Michael's back in there, and that'll work as a balk. Down to second base for Harris. Look, if you're going to try that, spring training's the time to do it.
No, it is. I mean, and it's nice, too, that these guys are getting on base a lot to be able to try that in the games. Again, Ben, there's so much information now on everything. If you want it, you'll find it. So, Richardson and this whole staff have all the information on every one of these pitchers and their timing and looks. So, might as well do it now.
1-2 pitch. Ozzie takes a ball outside.
And then it's being a stolen base threat or a guy that, will run. It just makes it that much tougher on a pitcher. Having to vary up his looks and his times, and makes it tougher on the defense to have to defend that play.
See if Ozzie can drive in Harris right here. 2-2, bounce fouled on the first base line. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Braves. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Pirates. And the Braves hoping for a 2-out knock from Ozzie Albies right here to drive in Michael Harris. Michael ready to run on contact. Clevenger, right-hander, very long hair coming out of the back of his yellow cap, down to his shoulders, pick off to second. Clevenger had no one there to throw to. He wheeled around, and he and Michael having a nice game of cat and mouse. A lot of smiles down there as they're having fun with each other. Michael with his uniform dirty after barreling into second just a moment ago. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Albies takes a ball outside.
Yeah, Ben, even though it's spring training, already 4 times that Clevenger's tried to pick Michael off a base, 3 at first, 1 at second. He's thinking about him. So, it's a chance for them to, make a mistake over the middle of the plate.
See if Ozzie gets one of those. 3-2, outside ball 4. Thinking about that in the mind of Clevenger as well, in the regular season, you're not going to enjoy having Michael Harris on the base paths while you're trying to concentrate on Ozzie Albies. But down here in Florida, Grapefruit League, it's a good time to work on all that, work on pickoff throws, first or second. And it might be a situation where he says, I'm kind of embracing this. I don't mind having him on base. I got a few things with my pickoff move I need to work on. Here's Eli White with runners at first and second following the walk. There go the runners. Pitch hits Eli White. Fastball. I actually took something off. That's an 88, not a 98 on the board. I was about to say, I don't think Clevenger throws that hard.
I mean, he's hit 97 a couple times today so far. But, yeah, I tell you, just going back to it, worrying about guys on the base. And then, with 2 outs, Mike didn't try to steal third with Ozzie up to bat. He goes, he's already in scoring position. Michael's got his attention, right? So he walked Ozzie, and now there's first and second. Typically now you still got a guy in scoring position. You're not gonna run, but he takes third base there. And again, Clevenger a little erratic. Now we got bases loaded.
Hit Eli right in the back. So now they're loaded up for Heim. Braves leading 2-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Heim reaches and misses at strike 1.
So just being aggressive on the bases, honestly, just sending a message to the opposing team like, hey, we're here. We're not just going to stay put. We're going to keep pushing it and make it tough for you and your defense.
0-1 pitch. Heim swings and misses at a changeup. No balls and 2 strikes. A lot of changeups and cutters from Clevenger. And he's got the 4-seamer as well. Trying to add on to this 2-0 lead. Eli White at first base. Ozzie Albies at second. Michael Harris at third. A lot of speed out there. 0-2 to Heim. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Get a situation like this with these jackrabbits on the base paths. You'd love to see a gapper.
Yeah, you get one in the gap. Even one, honestly, to the left or right of the outfielders, there's a good chance Eli could score from first base.
Clevenger brings it. Heim fouls one straight back. That fastball 95 from Clevenger. Heim struck out looking in the second inning. That was against the starter Fulmer. This is the reliever Clevenger, who's gone back to his windup as he's surrounded by Braves. Bases loaded, 2 down, 2-0 Braves in the top of the 4th. 1-2 pitch to Heim. Check swing, snap throw to first. They got Eli in a rundown. They run Eli towards the bag. He stays in the rundown. The run comes across and scores, and that will be a run for the Braves. Well, Eli was a long way from home, but he used his wheels to stay in the rundown long enough for Michael Harris to come home and score, and the Braves make it a 3-0 lead. That ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 3-0 Atlanta.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB.
Braves leading the Pirates 3-0 into the bottom of the fourth inning alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you, coming to you from Lecom Park here in Bradenton, Florida, right here in Manatee County, in between Tampa and Sarasota. Pitch on the way from Didier Fuentes, in for a called strike on Brandon Lau. 2-3-4 in the order for Don Kelly's Pirates. Fuentes has given up 2 singles. That's it. 0-1 pitch to Lau. Ball outside, 1-1. Not a bad little trip for the Braves up here today. About 45 miles in between this facility and ours down in Northport. Final road game in spring training for the Braves. There's a ball low. 2 balls and a strike on Lau. One more home game tomorrow in Northport versus the Rays, and that will be that for spring training. 2-1 pitch. Lau swings and misses. Make it a 2-2 count on Brandon Lau, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. He calls time, adjusts his all-white batting gloves. Examines the bat, digs back in, taps 2 corners of the plate with the end of his bat. Waiting on Fuentes, who's looking for his first strikeout. 2-2. Fly ball to center. Hit well. Harris drifting back casually right at the edge of the warning track. Makes the catch and 1 down here in the 4th inning. So 1 down here in the 4th. You know, I'm looking at the standings of the Grapefruit League. And the Braves come in with a record of 19-7-2. And right behind them, the Cardinals, who have 17 wins. So, Charlie, I'm not sure you're aware of this, but if the Braves win this game today, they clinch the Grapefruit League championship.
It's got to count for something.
There's a ball high to Brian Reynolds. They get that championship belt.
And I guess you'd rather get that championship belt than be on the other end of things. And a lot of question marks going into spring training, more so than usual.
1-0 pitch and a ground ball, 2 out to short. Mauricio Dubon has it. He sends it over to first base, 2 down. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves Radio Network.
Atlanta Braves spring training is live on WIFN Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station, 1340 and 103.7 FM.
2 down for Marcelo Ozuna. Base is empty. Braves leading 3-0. Didier Fuentes searching for a 1-2-3 inning. Pitch to Ozuna. There's a called strike. Can you imagine if they gave away a championship belt to the winner of the Grapefruit League?
Yeah, I'm not sure if teams would be in on that.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a called strike.
I think teams obviously want to be healthy leaving spring training, all things considered. Obviously, teams, not everybody's going to have everybody available, but being able to leave Florida and go to their home parks is
0-2 outside, 1-2.
You know, for the most part, with everyone intact, it's kind of what they're planning for. But yeah, I'm not sure if a championship belt is what they want in March.
There's a 1-2. Ozuna fouls 1 back.
Unless it's WBC, right? But no, it's funny. You know, a lot of teams have certain goals in mind. Everyone wants to, win the division, get into the postseason, get to the World Series. But yeah, in October is what they're playing for.
1-2 pitch, a little bit low, 2-2. It is funny to think about it being March and them passing out Grapefruit League Champions T-shirts. It's been a good spring. Been a lot of fun to see all these wins. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Ozuna pops 1 up towards foul territory. That'll land in the bleachers down the right field line. Do it again with a 2-2 count.
Marcel always comes to the park with some pretty fun cleats. Those are like Volt yellow Jordans.
I think those take 9-volt batteries, two pitches high and outside.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a chance to play with him in 2023 here when I was up some, and he had Jordans galore, and he gave me a couple pair, and we had the same size, but I wore them proudly in the dugout.
3-2 check swing. They appeal. He did go. Marcel knew it. First strikeout of the day for Didier Fuentes. And 4 scoreless innings for the young 20-year-old. We go to the top of the 5th. 3-0 Braves.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Introducing the all-new...
4 innings down. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Braves 3, Pirates nothing. Ben and Charlie with you from Lecom Park. Oldest current spring training stadium in use. Lecom Park, built in 1923. And has been renovated multiple times. They've done a nice job of this place. And this is the regular season home to the Florida State League Bradenton Marauders in the Pirates organization. Jonah Heim leads off. He was up to the plate when Eli White was caught stealing, and that run came across. There's a ball outside. This was formerly named McKechnie Field. And when they built this place in 1923, the construction cost was $2,000. Here's a 1-0 pitch on the way to Jonah Heim. Heim fouls one back. They'll make at least that in beer sales today.
$2,000.
$2,000. There have been several teams who have trained on these grounds over the years. Pirates have been here since 1969. Here's a 1-1 pitch on the way to Heim. And Heim with a fly ball towards right center field. A little bit of carry to it. O'Neal Cruz to his left. O'Hearn to his right. And Ryan O'Hearn, shy of the warning track, makes the catch, 1 down. Yeah, the Pirates have trained here since 1969. They're the 7th major league organization to train here. And amongst those 7, the Braves are in that mix. Braves trained here from 1938 to 1940. Then again from 1948 to 1962. So a very rich baseball history here in Bradenton. 1 down for Mauricio Dubon. There's a called strike. I'm sure you played on this field several times.
Yeah, I did a few times. I believe only with the Braves, too. And I was telling you earlier, it was a little weird hitting here because there's not much foul territory here, but a lot behind home plate.
Here's the 0-1. Dubon with a fly ball to center, breaking in Cruz, and he will lean forward, make the catch, 2 down.
So in saying that, it was a little different because when you walk out to home plate, you know, if everything's dimension-wise feels pretty even, I feel like here it doesn't because you're almost out there all. It seems like you're all alone on an island in the box, and I feel like the pitchers seemed a little bit closer, or maybe I was just facing really good arms and everything just looked fast.
All the above. 2 down for Ronald Acuna. Ronald swings and misses. Well, it's now a safe place for us. That used to not be the case. They have protective netting that goes up above the press box now. It used to go under our booth. And we were sitting ducks here for several years. 0-1 pitch, and Acuna fouls one off.
Yeah, I heard a story earlier about, was it 2018? Something happened here?
Yeah, J-Chad about needed completely new teeth.
Can't mess up that pretty face of J-Chad. I mean, said he fell to the left and tumbled down the steps. If we only had video.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Acuna takes the ball high. Yeah, we're right on top of the plate. And you get, either sided hitter, but especially lefties. They could just groove missiles right up in here on foul balls. And there was one day we just about lost Jonathan. 1-2 pitch. Acuna fights one off to second, taken on a bounce by Brandon Lau. Wings it to first base, and the Braves go down to 1-2-3 in the top of the fifth. Nothing happening for Atlanta. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 3-0 Braves.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Joyful schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB.
With the Braves leading the Pirates 3-0, we go to the bottom of the fifth inning alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. Didier Fuentes, 4 innings in the books. He's allowed 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And he's out there for his 5th inning of work. He'll be opposed by Ryan O'Hearn, Jared Triolo, and Spencer Horwitz in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch is a fastball high and outside at heater 95. Haven't seen a single cloud all day. Very comfortable breeze blowing in about 10 miles an hour. 1-0 pitch in for a strike. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, this is the final Grapefruit League game for the Pirates as they head north to start the season versus the Mets. 1-1 pitch high and outside. And the Braves have one more home game tomorrow to wrap up spring training. So we're right here on the tail end. And we will have Major League Baseball in the regular season at the end of the week. That'll be swung on and missed by O'Hearn. Are you on television Friday night?
I am doing some pre- and post-game work for, I guess, the new Braves Vision.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to being at opening day, being there at Truist on Friday.
2-2 pitch. Bouncer up the first base line and foul.
Yeah, I think they have the whole crew. That's what I heard. Get everybody out there, and no, it should be a lot of fun. I'm not sure if I guess it's only my 2nd year doing this, but it'll be my first opening day from either booth or outside in the battery.
2-2 to fly ball towards deep center. Back into his left Harris. He's trying to get there, and he will. Gallops to it in stride out in deep center field. 1 out here in the 5th inning.
How many opening days is this for you?
In the big leagues?
In the big leagues.
16. This will be my 16th. They pile up pretty quickly, don't they?
Does it feel like 16?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And professional baseball in total.
This will be my 22nd in pro ball altogether. Jared Triolo takes a called strike. So 16th season in the big leagues with the Braves, and then 6 minor league seasons, and 4 of those were with the AA Braves. So this will be my 20th in the Braves organization. That's kind of cool. There's a ball low and outside.
That's a big deal. I mean, that's you guys make it easy for me to be able to just jump in here and tag along, so I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Here's a 1-1 to Triolo. Weak roller to short. Vacuuming up, that one is Mauricio Dubon. He throws over for the out, 2 down. What's your most memorable opening day? You have one in particular that stands out in your mind?
I mean, always your first opening day is always, I feel like, memorable. It was 2014 with the Rockies. But honestly, I think my opening day with the Braves in 2018, I talked about it the other day, got a pinch hit, infield single.
Spencer Horwitz takes a strike.
And that was in the bottom of the 9th inning. And then Nick Markakis came up and hit a walk-off home run. So
remember it.
Walk-off home run to open up the 2018 season at home.
Oh, one outside. That was the game where Gabe Kapler went to his bullpen and no one had been warming up.
Exactly. Well, I forgot who started that game.
I think it was Aaron Nola.
And he was lights out, and everybody was confused.
Even Gabe.
Gabe
Especially Gabe.
Gabe was confused. Yeah, no one was warming up. And I think technically when you go and pull a pitcher or bring somebody in, they're not supposed to have any extra warm-up pitches. But that guy, whoever they brought in, was warming up extra in the bullpen. But, yeah, that was a wild one.
1-2 to Horwitz in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Gabe Kapler messed that one up, or somebody did, because they were cruising along. Nola was cruising along, and go figure, leave it up to the Braves for coming back in the 9th.
2-2 from Fuentes. A little bit high and outside. 3-2. Hobie Milner is the pitcher you're thinking of as he came into the game. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Fuentes brings it. That'll be fouled back into the screen. Braves have a 3-0 lead. Solo homer in the first by Matt Olson. Solo homer in the second by Eli White. And then Michael Harris scored from third base on a rundown where Eli White was between first and second. Payoff pitch. Pop back and foul. Do it again with a 3-2 count. Horwitz 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. Time called by the batter. Out of the wine, Fuentes peering right over the top of a tan glove, fanned out in front of his face. The 3-2 on the way, fought off foul. That fastball 95. If you're watching Didier Fuentes here at spring training and compare it with what we saw a year ago, in his short time in the big leagues, looks like a completely different guy from a composure standpoint. 3-2 pitch, low and inside, ball 4. There's the first walk he's allowed all spring. And it's a 2-out walk, and that'll bring out Walt Weiss. But in finishing that thought, and at the same time, you can't blame him. He was 19 years old when he came to the big leagues last year. So I'm sure everything felt like it was moving at the speed of light around him. And that's a really tough transition, especially for a kid who'd never won a single decision higher than A ball before getting the nod to the big leagues.
Yeah, and you'll see some guys, too. If I cut you off, I'm sorry. He went through low A, high A, double A, and then went straight to the big leagues from there. Is that correct?
Right into it.
And so fast track to the big leagues. Sometimes, I mean, everybody's debut is so differently, whether they get the call late or scratch from a start as a pitcher. I'm sure everything was probably sped up. And by the way, you're starting tomorrow and you had to go to Miami. So there was a lot that was happening. So yes, I'm sure it was a blur for him. But this spring training, it seems like he's very calm and collective, and it's been a pleasure to watch.
There's 2 things that really stand out. I'm sure he could give you a long list of things that are better for him now or things that he's worked on and changed. Number 1, stuff-wise, fastball location is significantly better. And it's like we broke it down the last time we saw him on the mound, where you can't just rely on fastballs at the top of the zone. You have to dot the zone other places. His fastball location has been so much better this spring. And also, just from body language, between the ears, his composure is significantly different. So going through what he went through last year, understanding what he needs to work on, and clearly he's worked very hard this offseason. He's applied those things. I'd say the composure and the polish is what stands out because he didn't have it last year. How could you at 19 years old? I'm really impressed with where he is right now mentally.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why there's not many 19, 20-year-olds in the big leagues, and there's a reason why those guys, if they do come up, they're either phenoms like an Acuna that's not a pitcher, or Bryce Harper is not a pitcher, Juan Soto is not a pitcher. So not too many times you see a young arm come up and stay and stick. But for him to be able to bounce back, I think having the offseason is probably the best thing for him, to be able to clean up some things, clear his mind, know that he belongs, know that his stuff belongs. But like you said, establishing the fastball, getting ahead of hitters, allows him to throw that secondary pitch.
Well, he is now going to be relieved by Samuel Strickland. Lefty Strickland brings in the first pitch called strike. For Strickland, 6'2", 220. He is 26 years old. He'll be 27 in 3 days. And he's had a good spring, an inning and a third, giving up just one hit. No runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Nick Gonzalez hits one well deep down the left field line towards the corner. It flies, and it's going to land fair right inside the line and roll into the corner. Coming around third base is Horwitz, and that ball is going to be lost under the fence. And now finally Eli White grabs it and throws it in. And the Braves are arguing that that ball was under the fence and Eli couldn't find it. But they're going to say that that's going to stay as stands. That's a double by Gonzalez. And the difference, of course, is if that were to be stuck under the fence, then the run doesn't score. It would have been second and third, 2 down. But the run did score. No argument from the Braves. I think Eli had a hard time getting it out from underneath that fence, or maybe it was wedged into a pad. So it's now a 3-1 game. Here's Henry Davis. He'll pull one foul right outside the bag at third.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden down there, that left field foul corner. It seemed like it took Eli a little while to get it, but after he threw the ball in, he kind of pointed up to the stands. I think the ball, I mean, it wasn't hit great, just hit in a perfect spot. I think it bounced up and went out of play and came back in. So technically, runner probably should have went back to third base.
Henry Davis takes the ball low and inside. That's good eyes by you, because the last about 30 feet of the left field line completely hidden from my view.
Well, just because how fast Eli is and how fast he gets balls in, it took him a while, and then he finally just nonchalantly threw the ball in, thinking that they would have called that a ground rule double.
That makes sense. 1-1 is low, 2 balls and a strike.
You know, maybe during the season they challenge that call, or they, Walt goes out to talk, because every run obviously counts and is important, but I feel like technically it should be 3-0 still, and guys on second and third.
Henry Davis bats ninth. He requests time, backs out of there. He's 1 for 1 with a single. That run charged to Didier Fuentes. As the 2-out walk, Spencer Horwitz turns into a run. Left-hander Strickland brings a 2-1 pitch. A rocket to deep left center field. Trying to get there. Michael Harris leaping into the air and bringing it down out in deep left center. Good jump on that one by Michael. There's out number 3. Pirates get 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 5. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Braves 3, Pirates 1.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Braves on top of the Pirates, 3-1. We enter the top of the 6th inning. Several changes for the Pirates. And there's Charlie with all those.
Oh, yeah, I got him. Come on.
You got him?
I got Omar Alfonso in for Davis behind the plate. Take it away, Ben.
Here's Mike Yastrzemski to lead it off. Just about got them all. Here's the pitch on the way to Yastrzemski. There's a ball high.
He was the closest one. I see his name on his jersey. You know, his back's facing us, so that was an easy one.
No, that's good. I just spontaneously threw it to you, and you had a name for me. There's a 1-0 pitch on the way from Clevenger. Yastrzemski takes a called strike. All right, like you mentioned, Omar Alfonso, the catcher. Jesus Castillo is the first baseman. Kendrick Herrera takes over at second base. Give you the rest of the changes after this 1-1. Yastrzemski takes a ball low. The new shortstop is Eddie Reinders. Rynders. Eddie Reinders. And the new third baseman, Nick York. Give it the outfielders after the 2-1. Ball low and inside. Jake Mangum is in left field. It's still O'Neal Cruz in center. Billy Cook is the new right fielder. So in the outfield left to right, Mangum, Cruz, and Cook. Infield left to right, York, Reinders, Herrera, Castillo, and Alfonso behind the plate. Called strike on Yastrzemski. He thought it was ball 4. Instead it's strike 2 and a 3-2 count on Mike. He wants time. He'll back out of there. Three runs, 4 hits for the Braves. 1 run, 3 hits, and an error for the Pirates. Clevenger took over in the 4th inning. 3-2, and he crushes one to deep right. That's got legs, and that takes off and jumps out of here. Mike Yastrzemski with a home run. The Braves now leading 4-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. Yastrzemski started up the spring on a power surge. And there's a home run to add on to this lead. That's the 5th homer by Yastrzemski this spring. Guess he can see really well now. He's battling pink eye the last few days, but obviously that's cleared up as that was struck very hard to deep right field. Braves have 3 homers today, including one by this man, Matt Olson. There's a ball high.
Well, it's nice to see an addition like Yastrzemski on a 2-year deal. The Braves signed him to, and he obviously comes with some thunder in his bat. So 5 home runs already in spring and 33 at bats. It's not too bad.
Huge swing and a miss by Olson. I don't think he now minds that 3-1 pitch that was called a strike when he thought it was ball 4. Able to send the next pitch out of here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Olson a swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. 1-2.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a challenge yet, but thought maybe a challenge there, but you're right. Got back in the box, called time. Clevenger threw him a cookie. Hit it a mile.
Olson with a homer and a strikeout today. Braves leading 4-1 in the 6th. 1-2. Olson drives one way up in the air to deep right center field. Back it flies at the wall, and that's out of here. Matt's 2nd home run today and his 6th of the spring. And the Braves hit back-to-back home runs in the 6th inning as Yastrzemski and Olson both take the pitcher Clevenger deep out of the yard. Matt give it a high five to Austin Riley as he comes across the plate. It's now 4 solo homers for the Braves today. Austin Riley wants to join in on the action. He takes a called strike. And for Matt Olson, 6 homers and 11 RBIs. Oh, 1. Check swing. And he did not go. One to Riley. A swing and a miss at a pitch down in the dirt.
Yeah, it's always great to see. Obviously, guys doing really well, but seeing the long ball, too. 16 home runs in between just the 3, Yastrzemski, Olson, and Riley. Today hitting 2, 3, 4. So, you know, having thump and then having guys on the base stealing bags, that's great.
Riley takes a ball low and outside. 2-2. And coming at the right time as well. I mean, looks like a power surge the week of opening day.
Yeah, I mean, and it's nice for Mike to come back in after being out for a few days to get some at-bats and to barrel some balls up. That's good for him going into Friday.
2-2, a called third strike. Fastball got him looking. One out in the top of the 6th inning. Braves leading 5-1. One in the first, one in the second, one in the fourth, 2 runs here in the 6th. And the 1 Pirate run came in the 5th inning. So 5 runs on 6 hits for the Braves, 1 run, 3 hits, and an error for the Pirates. Michael Harris a reach and a miss. Harris reached on an error back in the 4th inning, eventually scored a run. 1-1 low and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 4th and final meeting between the Braves and the Pirates this spring. Braves have gone 2-1 versus the Pirates this spring. And after today, we will not see them again until June. 1-1 from Clevenger. Harris swings and misses. Pirates come to Atlanta June 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then the Braves go to Pittsburgh July 7th, 8th, and 9th. That'll be part of a Pittsburgh-St. Louis road trip.
Right before the All-Star break.
That's right.
You excited about that road trip?
I'm excited for any road trip.
That's true.
I love going on the road. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Michael Harris. There's a ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know, that problem we were talking about earlier about spending all those nights in New York and just rapidly going through per diem. You don't really have that problem in Pittsburgh, St. Louis.
You're right about that. And also the travel in the big leagues. Things could be worse there, too.
Oh, man, no kidding. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Check swing by Harris. And he did not go. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
With all the stuff going on right now, I mean, it's crazy at airports, TSA, Major League Baseball, players, teams, staff, they don't have to worry about that. Chartered flights, food all the time. It's not bad to go on the road.
3-2 pitch and a fly ball to left field. Jake Mangum fighting the sunshine, coming in now over to his left. Makes a 2-handed catch in shallow left center. And there's out number 2 here in the 6th inning. It's hard to imagine travel being much better than what you see in the big leagues.
Yeah, it's honestly one of those things where it's that's one of the big differences. There's a lot of big differences in the minor leagues and the big leagues, but the minor leagues, you're either taking a bus or you're flying commercial like everybody else. In the big leagues, it is completely different. You're spoiled. You're taken care of. Another reason why to stay in the big leagues when you can is to not get sit back down, because it's there's a big gap there on for a lot of reasons.
Here comes Don Kelly. That's going to be it for Clevenger. Pirates bring in a right-hander. By the way, for Clevenger, he works 2 2/3 of an inning. And he gives up 3 runs, 2 of those earned. And gave up 2 hits. Both of the hits were the homers. 1 to Yastrzemski, 1 to Olsen this inning.
$99.
This is going to be Junior Flores. So Junior Flores, the new pitcher for the Pirates.
If you wear number 99, you got to bring the heat, right?
Yeah.
You'd like to think so.
You can't get up there,
throwing 90.
Cunny thumber, throwing 88 miles an hour. Yeah, number 99, Flores. He's been in 1 game this spring with the Pirates. Went 2/3 of an inning, no runs, 1 hit, a walk, no strikeouts. And Junior Flores takes over for Clevenger. He'll be the 3rd pitcher used today. So they've gone Fulmer, then Clevenger, now Flores. Braves have used Fuentes and Strickland and have a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. So looking for more. Aderobiazi Albies. Flores looks to be ready. Ozzy's been on base 1 time today. Walked in the fourth, also a fly out to left field. Base is empty and 2 down. There's the first pitch on the way from Flores to Ozzie Albies. And a ball outside.
97. Okay, that works. You were in a number 99. You have to throw heat.
There's a 2-0 pitch to Ozzie. Ozzie serves one in the air to left field to his left. Jake Mangum on a slide, and he's got it. Nice pursuit out there by Mangum, sliding to his left. Went into a barrel roll after he hit the grass and held on. And that's the third out. But the Braves get back-to-back homers from Yastrzemski and Olsen. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Braves 5, Pirates 1.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Hey, it's Tyler Reddick. And Bubba Wallace from 2311 Racing. So, who decided what we do when the helmets come off? Same committee as always. Which is you? Unanimous vote. Off the track, we keep things competitive. Yeah, just without the cautions. That's why we're on Chumba Casino. Fast, fun games, daily rewards, and bragging rights still apply. Join the fun at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in. Braves tack on 2 more runs in the top of the 6th, now leading the Pirates 5-1. Braves bring in right-handed pitcher Joel Payamps. Joel has had a nice spring in 4 games, 4 2/3 inning, only 1 walk and 5 strikeouts.
First pitch to O'Neill Cruz in for a called strike. Didier Fuentes went 4 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 run, which was earned on 2 hits, both singles, a walk and a strikeout. He looked good. Then Strickland 1/3 of an inning. O'Neill Cruz takes the ball high and outside.
Just put Fuentes and Payamps spring trainings together. They've, up until today, with Fuentes giving up just those 2 singles, both of these guys had no hits given up during the spring training.
That's refreshing to hear. 1-1, send down the right field line, foul right outside the line.
Maybe I should stop talking, because usually when you do that, you say something, then there's a hit.
Well, I think we need a little positivity.
That is true.
Some of the news we've gotten this spring with injuries and such. So I like it.
And it's spring training too, right? So, you know, if it's a season, I get it's a little bit different, but you're right. Positive stuff is all good stuff.
Yeah, they've had good springs. Been fun to see. Braves leading 5-1. O'Neill Cruz takes the ball low and inside. Haven't seen a cloud all day. Been a perfect day here in Bradenton. Braves and Pirates. Grapefruit League game number 29 for the Braves. 1 left to be played after today. 2-2 to Cruz. Fouled off the inside of his foot. Do it again with a 2-2 count. Cruz is 0 for 2. He's kept Austin Riley busy over there. And in his previous trips to the plate, Austin has played the left-handed hitter to pull. In fact, Austin set up where the shortstop would normally be, and he is there again right now. And the first 2 trips to the plate, Cruz sent swift hoppers out there towards Austin, and he passed both tests. See if he does that again. 2-2 pitch. Cruz pops it up. Shallow right. Ronald Acuna going to drift in. Sunglasses on. Makes the catch. 1 away here in the 6th inning.
You know, talking about the shift right there, bringing Austin over to shortstop, it's probably a lot nicer for him because, you know, in the past, and some teams still do it, where they'll shift the guy and put the third baseman up kind of behind second base, obviously on the left side of the infield because they can't play the shift on the other side. Now that's just less running for him. That way he doesn't have to go back and forth all the time. But knowing that he can handle that position on those shifts, handle the shortstop position because he's such an elite defender, that's a good thing for him. It's a good thing for the Braves as well to be able to shift those guys around, but less running for Austin.
Nick York fouls one back. Well, the point you bring up, he'll never do as much running as he did back before they banned that shift. And he was constantly jogging out to shallow right field. No balls and 2 strikes on Nick York. There's the pitch to York. That'll be fouled back. I mean, you'd have teams, anytime there's a left-handed hitter up, third baseman jogs out to shallow right. I mean, they're just running back and forth the entire game.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of glad that they got away with that just because it did take up a lot of time. And I played third before, and we had to go out to shallow right. It felt odd doing that.
0-2 pitch, low ball 1. I can't imagine, even if you did that 100 times, that it ever felt normal.
No, it never did. I mean, and it was kind of funny. More lefties were up. I felt like you were just on a yo-yo the whole day.
Sure. 1-2 pitch to York. Chase and a miss for strike 3. Fastball 95.
Then you have people looking at you weird. It's like waiting on you to get back to your position, but you're just, you know, doing what you're told to do. Is like, hey, these few guys come up, certain situations going on, you're going to go play shallow right. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad they got rid of all the shifts because there was a lot of extra. Now you just kind of let the guys play and just kind of shade a little off their position that they're at now.
2 down for Jake Mangum. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Takes a ball outside. 5-1 Braves. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mangum taking over for Reynolds, who went 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs to shortstop. Pyops at the belt. 1-0 to Mangum. Punched out to short, giving ground, playing on a bounce to Bond. Backhands, throws over. What a play by Mauricio. That's in time from the out. I mean, he was a mile from home by the time he got leather on it. And a great arm, gunning that one all the way over accurately to Matt Olson for the out. Terrific play. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the 7th. Braves on top, 5-1.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Turn on the home of baseball.
Braves still leading the Pirates 5-1 heading into the top of the 7th inning. Pirates bring on left-handed pitcher number 45, 6'4", 229-pound Hunter Barco. Barco's from Jacksonville, Florida. Made a couple appearances in his big league debut last year for the Pirates and 4 games this year. This spring, he's 2-1. 2 games started, 2.89 ERA, 9 1/3 innings, and 12 strikeouts.
Left-hander Barco brings it. Called strike on Eli White. One other change as Billy Cook has moved from right field to center field. And Shailene Polanco is now in right field. Ball low and inside. So that outfield, Mangum, Cook, and Polanco left to right in the outfield. Hunter Barco out of the University of Florida, former second-round pick of the Pirates. 1-1 pitch. Eli bounces one foul on the third baseline. Barco out of the Bowles School there in the Jacksonville area. Chipper Jones country. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled off by Eli.
Darren O'Day country too, right?
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
Definitely. That's right.
Florida Gator. He must have thrown in the Darren O'Day bullpen there too.
Probably so. You know he did.
And Darren's super proud of that bullpen being named after him.
Yeah, he should.
Hopefully he's listening today.
There's a 1-2 pitch. Ball low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, I love the story of Darren's time at Florida, just walking onto the team and kind of learning how to pitch sidearm. Here's the 2-2. Eli White with a fly ball to the left. Jake Mangum, medium depth left field, coming in, makes a two-handed catch. One away here in the 7th. And it ties into a story that you and I were talking about, one that you can speak to, about just finding your way to continue to play and just scrapping your way through. And, you know, sometimes, and I think the example that we were using the other day, we were talking about one of the Braves relievers, I believe it was Tyler Kinley, when we were talking about going to a smaller school, there's a ball high and outside. And not that Darren went to a smaller school, but when he went to Florida, and he left a completely different pitcher than what he showed up as. And for a while, it looked like baseball would even work, as he was a traditional overhand pitcher. That'll be swung on and missed by Heim. But he found a way to add value, make the team, come back as a side armor, and next thing you know, he's spent 16 years in the big leagues. 1-1 on Jonah Heim. That'll be fouled back.
Yeah, I know Darren told me, kind of after I first met him, he was talking about it, and you know, he walked on, I believe, to the team there, and then didn't make the team, so he went and played club baseball, and that's when he started to drop down. And rest is history. Just making an adjustment, and he's one of the best relievers, numbers-wise. Look at his ERA of all time.
Definitely. 1-2 outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, being able to pitch so well in Baltimore, and like you said, 16 years in the big leagues later, got to almost 40 years old, and Darren had a great career.
Two pitches outside, 3-2.
But I'm sure, you know, going into college, wanting to play, and then being told no at that point, who knows what he was thinking, and who knows what players are thinking at that point in their career. And, you know, he made that leap to adjust everything, and it worked out for him.
Here's a 3-2. Heim pops one back and foul. I know that we saw you pitch a little bit in the big leagues, and towards the end of your career, you're trying to get back to the big leagues as a pitcher. How much pitching did you do on your way up in high school and such?
Yeah, I mean, I threw through my senior year of high school. I would close games, I would start games, and that was really the last time I really pitched.
3-2, little number down the third base line, stays fair. That continues to roll. They let that go. That'll be a base hit by Heim. Like he brought his putter out and just rolled it down the grass on the third baseline. So a 1-out single by Jonah Heim.
Yeah, I always loved pitching. I always loved the idea of it. And, you know, I was the guy that kind of threw in mop-up games in the big leagues during the season. But it was fun, and I always told myself I wanted to try it at some point, and I did, and I'm glad that I did.
Runner at first, one down from Mauricio Dubon. It's ball low and outside. Were the butterflies bigger for your big league debut or the first time you ever pitched in a big league game?
Probably pitched in a big league game, because I didn't have time to think about anything for my major league debut.
1-1 to Dubon inside.
And I'm trying to think back. I think it was my first year with the Braves in 2018. Rockies got out to a lead. It was in August, and I came in. It was kind of a spur of the moment. Hey, you're pitching. So it was fun.
There's a 2-0 pitch. Dubon guides one to the right side. Diving stop at second by Herrera. Throws over to first base, and they get the out there. Kendrick Herrera with a dive to his left. to knock that ball down that looked like it was ticketed for right field.
Yeah, it was a great play. And usually that's how it works, right? Ball finds you, you come into the game. Again, that's what you want as a player coming off the bench, too, is to be put in action. And sometimes it's the best, honestly, too. It's either a routine play or a play that they don't expect you to make, that you dive, and if you make it, great. So that kind of talking about butterflies, that'll take the butterflies away.
5-1 Braves in the 7th. There's Dallas Macias. Fouls off a first pitch fastball. Macias, the 4th Brave to the plate here in the top of the 7th, facing the lefty Barco. B-A-R-C-O, Hunter Barco. He checks the runner Heim at second. Left-on-left matchup. 0-1 to Macias. Strike. Macias taking over for Ronald Acuna. Ronald went 1 for 3. Reached on a double in the first inning. Hit into a double play in the 3rd. Grounded out in the 5th. Nothing in 2. Barco glancing to second. Brings it to the plate and foul. Over the rooftop and out onto the streets of Bradenton.
Yeah, tough at bat right here for Macias coming in for Acuna in the 7th inning. You know, as a guy that comes in off the bench, a younger guy, you know, you want to have maybe a comfortable at bat, but a big lefty throwing hard. This is a tough one.
0-2, reach and a miss, got him with a breaking ball. Tough indeed. That ends the top of the 7th. For the Braves in the 7th inning, no runs, 1 infield hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We'll stretch them out here in Bradenton. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Braves 5, Pirates 1.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Hey, it's Tyler Reddick.
And Bubba Wallace from 2311 Racing.
On the track, every second counts.
And off the track, the same rules apply. Just fewer pit stops.
That's why we're spinning into Chumba Casino.
From social live casino to slot masters, the action's fast, fun, and totally free.
Rack up points, climb the leaderboard, and take home bragging rights.
Play anytime, anywhere. No downloads needed.
Join the race at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Enjoy ball schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB.
Great to have you with us today alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Bid Ingram here with you from Lecom Park in Bradenton, Florida, spring training home of the Pirates. Braves have a 5-1 lead on Pittsburgh into the bottom of the 7th. Joey Bart will lead off for Pittsburgh. It's still Yoel Payamps on the mound for the Braves. Lots of changes around him. Drew Compton into the game at first base for the Braves. To his right, Colby Jones is at second base. Lisandro Espinosa is at shortstop, and Cal Conley is at third base. Tell you about the outfield after the first pitch. Bart swings and misses. In left field is Ethan Workinger. Eric Hartman is in center field for the Braves. Dallas Macias stays in the game, goes to right field. Still Jonah Heim behind the plate. Right-hander Payamps misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike on Joey Bart. He's pinch hitting for Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna went 1 for 2. Payamps, long look in. 1-1 pitch. Just missed. Now this will be challenged. This will be our first ABS challenge of the day. Macon Hammond is the home plate umpire. Video board in left center field. And that is a strike. That'll be overturned. Good challenge by Jonah Heim. That just shaved the zone. Ball and 2 strikes on Bart. Piamps cuts it loose. Missed outside with a slider. Fans enjoying the final spring training game this season here at Lecom Park. Pretty good Monday afternoon crowd. 2-2 pitch. Got him with a pitch in the dirt. Went down with that slider. And for Piamps, he's faced 4 batters. 4 up, 4 down, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, Joe's obviously done a nice job this spring training, coming in, throwing strikes, and his slider just pairs really well with the fastball. And what he does a really good job of that I've seen is throwing the fastball into righties, kind of expanding the zone a little bit. So getting ahead with the fastball is great.
Foul ball by Billy Cook. Omar Alfonso is on deck for the Pirates. Piamps deals. Popped up. Shallow right. Dallas Macias looking skyward and maneuvering to his left makes the catch 2 away. Well, for Piamps, this is one of those final hurdles in spring training to clear for a reliever. Back-to-back innings. And chatting with Darren, chatting with C.J. Nikowski, and talking about those last few hurdles of spring trainings for relievers. A lot of times they'll be asked to go back-to-back days. They'll be asked to go multiple innings. Omar Alfonso takes a ball low, or come into an inning, finish it up, sit down, come back out, and go the full next inning. And for Piamps, back-to-back innings for him here in the 6th and 7th. Alfonso sends one foul over by the Pirates dugout.
Yeah, he's done a nice job of doing that. You know, coming in sometimes as a reliever, you're a 1-inning guy, but, you know, every team needs a guy that can, you know, pitch, sit down, get back up, you know, cover a couple innings, and he's done a good job of doing that this year in spring training.
His 1-1 pitch. Missed a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike.
And also, Ben, sometimes you can get kind of mixed results, honestly, through spring training, especially at the start. That's why you'll see, like, closers will come in right after the starter because they want to face those big league hitters.
2-1 outside, 3-1.
It's like I feel like they want to face those big league hitters, get good feedback from those guys. Nothing against, you know, the minor league guys or young guys coming in and stepping into play, and also they can get out of the field early.
Piamps kicks and fires. 3-1 in the air towards left field. To his right, Workinger, picking up speed, and he's got to play that on a bounce. He was angling towards the foul line. That just dropped right into the grass about 30 feet fair to the fair side of the line. So it's a 2-out single. Braves have a 5-1 lead. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Alfonso able to drop one in the left field for the base hit, and the inning continues. This will be Jesus Castillo at the plate. He took over at first base in the top of the inning for Spencer Horwitz. Castillo, right-handed batter. First pitch called strike. If he reaches, then Kendrick Herrera would come to the plate. Chase and a miss. Suddenly 0-2 on Castillo. Piamps would love to fan Castillo in the bottom of the 7th. That'd be 3 strikeouts and 2 innings of work for Yoel Piamps. Ahead 0-2. He cuts it loose. Popped up harmlessly first base side. Drew Compton in foul ground. Under it, makes the squeeze, and that's that for the Pirates in the bottom of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. 7 innings behind us. We go to the top of the 8th. Braves 5, Pirates 1.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
It is gone.
Live look-ins every night and post-game reactions from the biggest stars on MLB Tonight.
You know, good to get that win today, but got to keep going.
It's showtime on the home of baseball. Opening week on MLB Network, presented by Adobe. Coverage begins Wednesday.
Going down.
Into the top of the 8th inning, Braves have a 5-1 lead over the Pirates. And before we dive into the action here in the top of the 8th, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves radio network.
Atlanta Braves spring training is live on WIFN Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station, 1340 and 103.7 FM.
Still Hunter Barco on the mound. Pitch on the way from Barco. That'll be taken low and outside. This is Joe Olszewski at the plate for the Braves. First time we've called his name this spring. He'll take a called strike. He's in there pinch hitting for Mike Yastrzemski. Mike went 1 for 3 with a homer. Pitch to Olszewski. Liner out to short, taken on one bounce, backhanded by Eddie Reinders. And a good throw across for the out. One down here in the 8th inning. Want to bring up someone's name that's certainly special to the Braves organization. Charlie, I'm not sure if you ever got to spend much time around Bobby Dews at all. Bobby Dews would have been 87 years old today. Passed away in 2015. And Bobby spent over 40 years in the Braves organization doing just about everything you could possibly imagine. There's a ball outside of Drew Compton. He was on the major league staff as a coach. He was a minor league manager, minor league instructor, also an author after he had retired. Here's a 1-0 pitch on the way. There's a ball low and inside of Drew Compton. And Doozy did so many different things in this organization, very similarly to Brian Snitker. Now, Snit wore multiple hats before becoming the manager of the Braves. And Doozy did a lot of that himself in the organization at the big league level and the minor league level. There's a called strike. He was a Georgia boy, went to Georgia Tech. And I remember getting to spend a little bit of time around Bobby my first few seasons in the Braves organization. Here's the 2-1. There's a ball outside. And he always had a funny story. He could always make you laugh. Players loved him, and he loved the game of baseball, and we were lucky to have him in the organization as long as we did. And thinking about Bobby Dews today, who would have been 87 years old. There's a ball a little bit high to Drew Compton, and a walk to him.
Yeah, I never had the pleasure of meeting Bobby. I believe I've heard his name. And when you mentioned going to Georgia Tech, he played both baseball and basketball at Georgia Tech. Now looking him up. I came to the Braves a few years afterwards, but it's always great to hear about, people like Bobby who meant a lot to the organization and was just a great person.
There's Cal Conley and a swing and a miss. You get guys like that in an organization, and you'll have players for generation after generation after generation who had some kind of relationship with him at one stop or another. And I love those lifers in the organization, especially when they've been with one team. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Conley. There's a ball outside. Where you'll have generations of players who would have had an individual as a rover or a minor league manager, a major league coach, or a third base coach, or somewhere along the way, and had an impact on hundreds and hundreds of young men. Here's a 1-1 pitch on the way to Cal Conley. Grounder fouled on the third baseline, and a 1-2 count. And it's a day and age where you learn to appreciate guys like that more and more because it's such a hard game to be in that long. You think about 40, 50 years in professional baseball. That's incredible.
Yeah, thinking about it and talking about it, I came up through the San Francisco Giants system, and, they had guys like that. And I think of Jim Davenport and Joey Amalfitano.
Ball low and inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Who are 2 guys that, played a lot in the big leagues, and they did a lot in their career and in their lives. And, at the time here, I'm a young 18-year-old kid in the Giants system at Instructional League, and Joey and Jim just drove around on their golf cart, and they could do whatever they wanted. And they taught us bunting. And so we had a bunting station with them in spring training. And the stories that they had, it was great for me to soak it all in.
2-2 high and outside. Snap throw down to first base and back in with a dive. Drew Compton. You never forget those guys.
No, you don't, because it's funny. Like Jim Davenport was a great third baseman for the Giants in the 60s. And, I just remember him. He'd always say, you got to get the bunt down. and it stuck with me. And I tell kids today about those stories, and that's how I teach.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3.
Maybe not in that voice, but it was just funny. He'd have a big chew in his mouth, and he'd spit, and it'd go everywhere, and he would just yell to us, and it was great, honestly. We'd hit off the pitching machine and bunt off of those on the backfields, and Jimmy would pull up, and he would go out there and bunt off the machine. I believe Jimmy was like 78 or 79 years old, and he would still get the bunt down.
Still lay it down.
Still lay it down.
Here's Eric Hartman. Braves leading 5-1 in the 8th. There's a ball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, that's awesome.
But no, you're right. I mean, the organizations that keep the guys around, it means a lot to those certain people, but it means more to an organization to be able to have those names and familiar faces within your organization.
1-0 to Hartman, swung on, miss. We see that down here during spring training with the former players who come back. I know you got to see Ralph Garr the other day.
No, Ralph Garr, I mean, he'll talk to you like you're his best friend. I mean, you can tell he truly means it. And, you know, listening to Ralph and just giving me a hug, seeing him on the bus, he makes you feel very special.
Yeah, they love the game. They love the Braves. 1-1 pitch. Broken bat bouncer to first base. That's taken by Castillo. Steps on the bag. That's out number 3. Braves get a 1-out walk. Nothing beyond that. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-1 Braves.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, it's Tyler Reddick from 2311 Racing. Most slot games are a solo lap. Slot Masters on Chumba Casino puts you on the grid with 2 other players. Battle it out over a 2-minute run. Everyone's spinning at once, points stacking up, and the leaderboard updating before the clock hits 0. Are you ready to race? With over 200 casino-style games and new ones dropping every week, there's always something new to line up for. Join the fun at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market.
Braves still leading the Pirates here in Bradenton, Florida, 5-1, heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. Braves bring on new right-handed pitcher, number 61, Anthony Molina. Anthony Molina in 2 games this spring, 2 innings and 1 walk only, and 2 strikeouts.
Kendrick Herrera batting 8th, leads off for the Pirates. Braves have a 5-1 lead. Herrera takes a healthy cut and fouls 1 straight back. No balls and a strike. Eddie Reinders is on deck for Pirates. Braves have a new catcher. Colin Burgess is down there. Go to strike on Herrera. All right, so we've got the game tomorrow. And then the 3 of us be hopping on the bird and flying back to Atlanta with the team. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Kendrick Herrera. High fastball, lays off 1 and 2. You got a checklist of things you need to do tonight before we get out of here tomorrow?
Well, I tried to do them the last couple of days. Again, I wasn't down here as long as you guys. Got down here on Wednesday, technically.
There's a ball low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's supposed to be Tuesday. All the flight stuff going on, but I got to my hotel at 1:45 a.m. on Wednesday, and I was just thinking, you know what, at least I don't have to play a game tonight. But no, I got everything ready. I got my jacket out. I think we're wearing boots tomorrow, right?
Yeah, man, we got to boot up, got collars and sports coats we got to throw on. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Kendrick Herrera. Ball inside, 3 and 2.
Kind of glad I don't have to face 98 miles an hour. Molina's bringing the heat.
Right-hander from Venezuela, Anthony Molina, making his 3rd spring training appearance for the Braves. Here's his 3-2 pitch. And he struck him out looking. Able to sneak that pitch right under the hands of Herrera. And one down here in the 8th inning. And you think about just the massive duty as it is for all the guys behind the scenes, all the clubhouse guys and such, to take all the equipment, everything that's needed, as the entire organization has been down here for almost 2 months, and get all that out of here and send it back to Atlanta. Check swing, that'll be fouled off. And so they say he did not go. I thought he got a piece of it. That was off the gear of the catcher, Burgess, so a 1-0 count. But there's so much that happens behind the scenes with all these organizations to get them down here and have them play 30 or so games, then get them back up to where they're going to start the season. 1-0 low and outside. And there is so much work that goes into all that. It really is amazing how efficient and quick they can do all those things.
Well, getting cars shipped back, getting bags shipped back early or driven back up north to Atlanta.
2-0 hacked at and missed by Reinders.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's behind the scenes, so much happens. I feel like if all I got to do is worry about myself and pack up my 1 or 2 bags, I should be fine.
That's cake, isn't it?
It's cake.
2-1 pitch, just low and outside.
But yeah, a lot of it falls on the clubhouse staff, and you know, those guys work really, really hard and they honestly make sure everything's as easy as can be for the players and staff here.
3-1, touch the outside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, it's nice that you bring it up because a lot of people don't know about the behind the scenes stuff. Sending a truck or 2 back, or scheduling all the, to ship all the guys' cars back home, and then now they're getting ready for opening day, which is nice for everyone. But a lot has to happen in these next few days and getting things right.
3-2 pitch, missed low for ball 4, so it's a 1-out walk to Reinders. And by the way, there's still games left to be played, and having to tend to all that. So Mike and Jonathan and Calvin and the entire crew, they put in so much work to make all this happen and get all these players and everybody involved where they need to be. And a tip of the cap to them for the great work they've done yet again. Ball low. Shailene Polanco is the batter.
So no Big Al, no Fred Stone in there, huh?
Well,
just didn't get to him.
A whole list of people. It's a lot easier to say.
Hold on, let me get them out.
Plus, the last time I brought them up, I was crushing them for all the ice cream they were taking in. Which, by the way, they took me to eat ice cream last night. Fly ball towards center field. Eric Hartman to his right approaches, makes the catch. And 2 down in the inning.
Did they take you to Scoops?
We went to Scoops, man.
Did y'all
Sweet
really?
Scoops, yeah.
Was it worth it?
Yes, it was worth it.
And they left some for you?
They did. Well, I was intelligent enough to go first.
There you go.
I don't want to go behind those guys. So they might add a shortage on sprinkles like they did the other night.
So they treated you.
They did, actually.
Wow, that was very nice of them for giving them all that grief. They treated you.
Here comes Nick York. That'll be swung on and miss. JC, what'd you get last night? Mint Oreo for JC. You got the waffle cone. That's a solid order. See, Big Al and Fred went with the cups. There's the 0-1 pitch on the way to York. There's a called strike. I go cone. That's like having cake and ice cream at the same time.
Yeah, you got to go cone. A good waffle cone if you're going to treat yourself to some good ice cream, right?
Pirates want to challenge this call as it was ruled a strike, and it is a ball that misses low. That'll be overturned. Yeah, I went Butterfinger in the traditional cone. Pretty solid. 5-1 Braves. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Runner at first, 2 down, and a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, line down the left field line. That's a fair ball. That rolls all the way into the corner. Coming around second, heading for third base, Reinders. They will send him. Just now getting the ball in left field is Ethan Workinger. Hits the cutoff man. It's an RBI double by York. And the Pirates had their first run since the 5th inning. A 2-out double by Nick York. Perfectly placed down the left field line. So the Pirates cash in the walk. Inning continues for Jake Mangum. Braves leading 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitch from Molina. There's a called strike. Fastball 97. We've seen him hit 98 with his fastball. Looking for one more out, get this thing to the ninth. 0-1 to Mangum. He reaches and misses at a ball in the dirt, low and outside. 0-2 on Mangum. See if Molina wants to go right back there. Mangum grounded out to shortstop to end the sixth inning on a great play made by Mauricio Dubon at that point. 0-2 pitch, softly tapped, rolls it right back out to the mound. Taking it Molina, underhand feed to the bag, and there's the third out. But a run for the Pirates on one hit, one walk, no errors at a man left. We've completed 8. We go to the top of the ninth. Braves leading 5-2.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Introducing the all-new
We roll into the top of the ninth inning here in Bradenton. Braves have a 5-2 lead on the Pirates. It's still the left-hander Barco on the mound for the Pirates, and he'll be taking on 6, 7, and 8 in the Braves order, starting with Colby Jones. Alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. Braves have been leading all day long. First pitch from Barco goes to the backstop. Braves got a homer in the first inning from Matt Olson, solo shot. Then a solo homer the next inning from Eli White. Had a 2-0 lead. Scored a run in the fourth on a rundown. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Check swing by Jones. The appeal, he did go. And then the Braves had back-to-back homers from Yastrzemski and Olson in the sixth inning. And they lead this thing 5-2. Here's the 1-1 to Colby Jones. Ball high and outside. Jones, a big swing and a miss, had a curveball down. 2-2 on him. Ethan Workinger is on deck for the Braves. Two pitch. Missed low, 3-2. Attendance here today, 4,620 in the final spring game for the Pirates at Lecom Park. 3-2 missed outside. Leadoff walk here in the ninth. And that's the second walk allowed by the left-hander Barco. This is his third inning of action. Gave up a one-out single in the seventh, a one-out walk in the eighth. Now a leadoff walk in the ninth. Braves have yet to score against him. In fact, the Braves haven't scored since the 2 runs they posted in the sixth inning. Right-handed batter Ethan Workinger climbs in, takes a fastball high and outside. Barco suddenly having a difficult time finding the zone. Pirate pitchers with 3 walks today. 7 strikeouts for Pirate hurlers. 1-0 curve misses low, and this will be challenged by Omar Alfonso, the catcher. Waiting on the result of the challenge on the video board in left center field. This is a ball. That'll be confirmed. I mean, that barely missed. My goodness.
Less than a tenth of an inch. Technology's that good, huh?
Yeah, that's amazing. They can measure that close. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way to Ethan Workinger. Ethan takes a called strike.
That close and that quick, too, to be able to get that information and that feedback. I mean, I'm not sure if I've seen a pitch miss by less than a tenth of an inch.
2-1 fouled back, 2 balls, 2 strikes. What I would like to get more information on, be that an article or a video explaining the whole thing, I'd love to see all the technology and get a rundown of the technology that's used to present that system. Notice the Hawkeye system that they used in tennis. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Workinger swings and misses. Fastball got him. But I just find it fascinating that they can put together that kind of equipment to measure that spot as fine as it is. I mean, it really is so accurate. Here comes Don Kelly. That'll be it for Barco. That's something I'll have to look up and check out. I just think that technology is amazing. And the thing is, you go back 2-3 years when there was talk and rumors about a potential, as people were calling it, robotic strike zone. My concern was, how do we have that technology to use in a major league game? And tip of the cap to the league and whomever developed that, because they've nailed it. I mean, the whole process is so seamless and so quick, and I think it's going to be a good addition to our game.
Yeah, I agree, Ben. It's one of those things where Hawkeye was introduced, I feel like, only to a few parks to put it into their major league parks. But now all 30 parks have it. I'm sure all spring training stadiums have it. I just know that it's a big deal. It's a lot of money, a lot of commitment for that. But if they're going to be using this system at the major league level, they got to be able to have it here in spring training for the guys to get used to it, for everyone to get used to it and be able to use those challenges. But, yeah, technology, I just feel like, technology is a great thing to have. I honestly think that the challenge system is fun. I think it's engaging for the fans. It allows the hitters and catchers and whoever else to be able to challenge certain calls. I'm glad that they're limiting that to 2 and then an extra 1 in extra innings. But I think it's just another fun thing. And honestly, it could flip a game, too, to be able to challenge and have a call overturned that way. But just another way for fans also, too, to be engaged in the game.
We've seen one game this spring end on an ABS challenge. And that'll be taking place, and it's inevitable. At some point, you're going to see postseason games end on an ABS challenge, maybe even a World Series game.
Yeah, which that's kind of crazy to think about. But, with the pitch clock, too, you saw games where they'd end in spring training on a pitch clock violation, but that's just kind of how the game's evolved lately.
New pitcher is Justin Mice, and his first pitch misses high to Colin Burgess. Mice is spelled M-E-I-S. 6'2" right-hander Justin Mice. Fouled off into the bleachers down the right field line. Braves 5, Pirates 2. 1 out, top of the 9th inning. Braves have a runner at first base. That runner is Colby Jones. He has a good lead. Check swing on appeal, and he went, according to Mike Estabrook. So 1-2 on Colin Burgess. Justin Mice out of Eastern Michigan University, and he had been in the Pirates organization, let's see, since 2021. Ball a little bit low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mice was drafted by the Pirates, 10th round, 2021. Out of Eastern Michigan University. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled off behind us. Still alive, Colin Burgess. Pirates in the bottom of the 9th will have the middle 3 due up, and as that stands now, that's Bart, Cook, and Alfonso. 2-2 as the lean righty Mice deals. Top shelf fastball tipped into the mitt for strike 3. And 2 down here in the 9th inning. That brings Lisandro Espinosa to the plate. He's batting 9th, taking over from Mauricio Dubon, who went 1 for 3 with a single. Espinosa rips one in the air to deep left field. Mangum going back, slows, now comes in, makes the catch in deep left. Put a good swing on it, but the wind's been blowing in from left field all day. And the wind aided that one staying in the ballpark. So that ends the top of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Braves 5, Pirates 2.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
At Farah & Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home, because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Tampa.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Tall schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB.
Into the bottom of the 9th here in Pittsburgh. Well, in Bradenton anyway, spring training home of the Pirates. It's a 5-2 lead for the Braves as the Pirates come to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. Still Molina on the mound. And the first pitch to Bart misses low. 1 ball and no strikes on Joey Bart. Braves 3 outs away from winning their 20th game this spring. 1-0 pitch. Bart takes a ball low. Bart out of Buford, Georgia. He played college ball at Georgia Tech. 29 years old. 6'2", 245. Waiting on the 2-0 pitch. Molina fires. Ground ball foul down to the end of the Braves dugout.
2nd overall pick in that draft in 2018 out of Georgia Tech.
He was taken right after Casey Mize. Time called. Third base coach Tony Beasley was tending to that foul ball. He's back in place now. Alec Boehm went 3rd in that draft. Ground ball to shortstop. Easy play for Lisandro Espinosa. Good play. Fires it over there for the out. 1 down. One down for Billy Cook. Braves have led the entire day, leading by 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Today, where the Braves have hit 4 solo homers. Mike Yastrzemski has hit 1. Eli White has hit 1. Matt Olson hit 2 of them. Check swing, and Billy Cook did not go. So with 2 more outs, the Braves had improved to 27-2 this spring. Pirates would finish at 17-13 in the Grapefruit League. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Cook takes a ball low and inside.
Yeah, it's nice to see those guys, have a really, really good spring training. Seeing the home runs, a lot of barrels. Probably think that we'll see those guys again tomorrow, too.
2-0, check swing.
At least for 1 or 2 at-bats. So, sometimes, you've done this a long time. They might get 1 at-bat and hit the showers, but to get a few in a row, that's nice for them.
Not a check swing. This is actually an ABS challenge, and that is a ball. That'll be confirmed. Yeah, that last game, knowing that you won't play again until Friday, I would think everybody would want at least 2 more trips to the plate, because after that, everything counts once you get to Friday night. 3-0 to Billy Cook. Smoked down the left field line, in for a base hit, over to cut it off Ethan Workinger. Big turner on first base for Cook, but a nice shot by Workinger getting it in. Limits Cook to a single. 1-out single for him. Now Omar Alfonso comes to the plate. In your opinion, how are the at-bats different the last week of spring training? Is there more urgency, given that opening day is coming up so quickly?
I think there's only urgency, honestly, Ben, if you're not feeling well. If you're swinging the bat good, then everything's fine.
Well, Alfonso takes the ball inside.
It's for the guys who, honestly, for the guys that are regulars, if they're not swinging the bat well, they're going to want to have as many at-bats as possible. They're trying to tinker with their swing, just adjusting, obviously trying to face big league pitchers. But when you're swinging the bat well, I feel like there's really no sense of urgency there.
Funny swing by Alfonso. He's fooled, went 3/4 of the way. 1-1 count.
Yeah, but it's the guys that, luckily the Braves, almost every one of their hitters have been swinging a hot bat, and they all look really good at the plate. But it's the ones that haven't been having success.
Molina's 1-1 is low, 2-1.
Are the ones that want more at bats. So, I've seen it before. A guy hasn't swung the bat well going into the last day. Instead of taking 1 or 2 at bats, they'll just play the whole game because they want as many live reps as possible.
Righty-lefty matchup. 2-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss by Alfonso. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 5-2 Braves, bottom of the 9th. 1 out, runner at first. Alfonso adjusts his bright yellow batting gloves. Digs back into the left-hand batter's box. Wind blowing in from left center field. Molina's 2-2, and he gets a piece, just barely tapping that pitch to send it foul. Next time we see the Pirates, it will be the month of June. That feels like it's forever away, but that'll be here before you know it. Lead at first by Billy Cook, being held over there by Drew Compton. 2-2 pitch, misses outside. Now the count runs full on Omar Alfonso. He'll be followed by Jesus Castillo. Cook, a good lead at first base. 3-2. Ground ball to first base, gloved by Compton. Steps on first for 1. They throw to second. Tag applied. They got him, and that's the ball game. This one ends on a nice double play. Compton to Espinosa on a 3-6 putout, and the Braves have their 20th victory in the Grapefruit League. For the Pirates in the 9th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left. Final score, Braves 5, Pirates 2. Back with the totals after this.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Tyler Reddick from 2311 Racing. Most slot games are a solo lap. Slot Masters on Chumba Casino puts you on the grid with 2 other players. Battle it out over a 2-minute run. Everyone's spinning at once, points stacking up, and the leaderboard updating before the clock hits 0. Are you ready to race? With over 200 casino-style games and new ones dropping every week, there's always something new to line up for. Join the fun at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Joyful schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
Braves win today here in Bradenton by a score of 5-2. Here are the totals for the Braves. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 4 men left on base, 4 homers for the Braves, 2 solo shots from Matt Olson, solo shots from Mike Yastrzemski and Eli White as well. For the Pirates, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 4 left. They did not homer. Braves now 27-2 this spring, and the Pirates are 17-13. Winning pitcher Didier Fuentes, losing pitcher Carson Fulmer. Time of the game, 2 hours, 21 minutes, in front of 4,620 at Lecom Park on a gorgeous Monday in Bradenton. 1 game left in the Grapefruit League. Tell you about that when we come back and close on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the Farah Safety Net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call Farah and Farah. It's what we built. Tampa.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in and be ready to go from day one.
Back one final time to Bradenton, wrapping up a 5-2 victory for the Braves over the Pirates. Our final game of the Grapefruit League will be tomorrow. Braves and the Rays from Cool Today Park in Northport. Our Braves Radio Network coverage will be an hour earlier tomorrow, so make note of that. 11:55 will be on the air. And then the first pitch at 12:05 Eastern, 11:05 Central, as Charlie and I have all the action. A couple of the righties tomorrow. Grant Holmes for the Braves, no record, no ERA this spring. Ryan Pepio goes for the Rays. He has no record and an ERA .90. So for our studio producer and operator, Joe Virgin, also for Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer, Jonathan Chadwick, I'm Ben Ingram saying so long and good afternoon from Lecom Park in Bradenton, Florida. Final score, Braves 5, Pirates 2. You've been listening to Atlanta Braves Baseball, and this is the Braves Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of Atlanta Braves Spring Training Baseball. This broadcast of Atlanta Braves Baseball is a presentation of the Atlanta Braves and Dickey Broadcasting Company, Atlanta. Any use of the accounts, descriptions, and audio of today's game without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves Major League Baseball Club and Dickey Broadcasting Company is strictly prohibited. As the season finally gets rolling from Florida, count on the Braves Radio Network to bring you every single game live. Join us for the next spring training game right here. This is the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.